Welcome back to the shed. It's been a while since I did a video in the shed, and it's been a while since I did a video in general, really. And the reason for that is I've been quite busy over the last couple of months. I made the decision to sell my camper van, and I'd had the camper van for 8 years. I bought it as just a standard Vauxhall Vivaro panel van, and did some of the conversion myself. Had some bits professionally done. Had the kitchen pod and the rock and roll bed fitted professionally, along with the windows and a small pop top section. The rest of it over the years, I've fiddled with it myself until I got it where I wanted it. But I made the decision it had to go. Not because there was anything wrong with it; it was running fine. It's just simply because it was getting expensive to keep and to run. And we weren't using it. This last year, Karen and I have not been away in the van at all. It's just been used as a runabout, and an expensive one at that. The cost of diesel and insurance and road tax. So I made the decision I was finally going to sell it while it still held some value. So I had to spend some time emptying it, and you'd be surprised just how much clutter you can get in a small short wheelbase van. So all of that, everything in the van got taken out and brought into the shed, so I couldn't get in the shed because it was full of rubbish or bits and bats and kit. And that was so the van was totally empty, so I could get it cleaned out inside. So after spending some time cleaning the outside and the inside, and then sending it to a guy to get the engine steam clean, so it was all nice and clean and fresh, I advertised it for sale. And I only had one inquiry in a week, and they didn't want it because it didn't have enough berths. I mean, it was clearly stated it was a 2-berth van. 5 seat-belted seats, but only 2-berth. But the only one inquiry I had, the lady inquired whether or not it could be converted to a 4-berth. Well, no, it couldn't. Well, there you go. I then got my insurance renewal notice. Rather than pay the insurance, which was due in a couple of weeks, I dropped the price of the van by the amount the insurance wanted, or almost as much as the insurance wanted, to see if I could stimulate some interest. Must have done, because the very next day I had a phone call from a guy in Northampton who wanted to come and look at the van. He came up that day, drove up for 3 hours. Had a look around the van. We took it for a drive. We'd only been driving about 10 minutes, and he decided he wanted it, so we came back to the house, did all the paperwork, transferred the money, and waved him goodbye with my van. So that was the van gone, but that's taken a while to sort out. Then I looked at buying another small car. However, they were all of an age and a mileage where I was buying somebody else's problems. So I looked at a motorcycle, and that brings us back to the shed. And I wanted to keep the bike in the shed. To keep it in the shed needed to have a bit of a reorder to create a space for the bike. Having done that took a while. I now had a space I could get the bike in. The next problem was I couldn't get a bike into the garden because the back fence, the gate in the back fence, was too narrow. It was ideal for getting people and wheelie bins in and out, but the motorcycle handlebars were 30-40 mil too wide to fit through the gate. And yeah, you could have fiddled with it, but I couldn't see the point. So I had to dig out one of the concrete posts. It's a 6-foot fence, so I had to dig out a concrete post, move it 8 inches, put it back in the ground, and build some new doors. Rather than having one gate, I've now put double doors in. That all done, I then had the facility to get the bike in once I bought it. And then I had the fun of trying to get a bike in the colour I wanted. I looked locally. Fortunately, I've got an Enfield dealer near me in Stockton. They had one. They could get one. I had one on the system, and I could have straight away. And I was very interested, and I had a sit on the one they had in the shop. It was very nice, and I thought, yo, this is for me. But I decided to have a look around. So I tried another couple of dealers, and they're all saying the same thing about panniers. The difficulty getting hold of them because Royal Enfield had decided that they were going to import all of their accessories and whatnot themselves into the UK, and therefore the main importer wouldn't be the importer come April. So the importer had stopped importing and was just selling off the stock they had, and aluminium panniers were like hen's teeth. Two of the dealers I spoke to, because one of the dealers I went to see in Keighley had the bike, there was an advert for the bike in the colour I wanted there, and it had the handguards on and it had the panniers on, and it was an ex-display model at very low mileage, and it would be registered as new. It was from the NEC show, so it had never been ridden on the road, it had just been at the show so people could look at it. So I went down to Keighley to buy that, or to have a look at it, and it was in the shop and I loved it. I thought, right, that'll do for me, but it didn't have the panniers on, it didn't have the handguards on. And when I spoke to them, it turned out they couldn't sell me it anyway, not in brown. And the reason for that was it was done for the NEC show, and Royal Enfield had sent a colour kit. Essentially, they'd sent the two plastic mudguards front and back, the side panels and the tank, in the right colour to show the new colour for this year. So it was all kitted out for the show, but to sell it they were going to have to put it back to the basic grey model, and they didn't have the panniers and they didn't have the handguards because they'd been taken off to put on a bike for another customer, because they were having trouble, for the same reason as my local dealer, were having trouble sourcing them. I spoke to a third dealer who suggested I go on eBay and buy them direct from India as a way of getting them quickly if I wanted them, and he said they wouldn't be any more expensive even with delivery. And I had a look and they're not. In fact, they're about £20 cheaper coming from India. But I'm not in that much of a rush. So, in fact, I haven't really decided if I want the aluminium panniers or not. I did buy some soft panniers off eBay by a company called Rhino Walk, and they were well made. They were nice panniers, like a Cordura style material on the outside. Inside they had a liner, a dry bag liner for the waterproofing, and they clipped onto the top of the rail. They had clips built into the backs of the panniers, so you just drop them on and pick them off, and they locked on automatically. However, the downside was they were sitting the exhaust side was too close, and it was virtually touching. And I thought, if as soon as I put some things in it and with a bit of weight and it sags, it's going to touch the exhaust, so that's not good. So they went back, and I haven't decided what I'm doing. I may order some Lomo medium-sized panniers to go on, and I've already got the Lomo crash bar bags there on the front, and I'm quite happy with them. I'm happy with the Lomo bags. And with them I bought a 40 litre roll top duffel bag as well. So I'll do a video on Lomo bags once I get the panniers and I get them. I've got an idea of how to fit them permanently on the back, and I'll go into that on the Lomo video. I'll do a Lomo video, I think. So that's what I've been up to. I had to sell the van, and we've been all over the place in the van, from Devon and Cornwall down south, all the way up to John O'Groats and Dunnet Head in the north. Yeah, North Coast 500s. We've been around that at least 3 times. We love the Western Highlands of Scotland. They're brilliant. I would recommend going there if ever you can. My one regret with the van was we didn't do the Wild Atlantic Way in Ireland. We were due to do it, and I was only 2 days away from booking the ferry tickets when we got locked down because of COVID, so we never got round to doing it after that. And then the cost went up, and it was actually cheaper to go on a 7-day holiday to Ireland than drive the van from here where I live over to Belfast and back again. That section of the journey from Stockton to Belfast and back again was over £600, and we could have a 7-day holiday with accommodation, travel, meals for less than that. So we did that instead. Not ideal, and I do really want to go back to Ireland and do the Wild Atlantic Way at some point. And now I might get to do it on a bike. Karen might sulk, but there you go. So I think that's everything. That's why I haven't been doing videos. Been busy, and Karen thinks I'm mad. But being the supportive wife, and she knows I've got my insurance policy, so if I kill myself, she's quids in. She's gone along with it too easily. I think she wants me to kill myself. We'll have to see. So there we are. So I'll do a video with the bike in detail at some point. I'll do a video when I fit the lawnmower bags when they arrive. What else is there? I'll just do the odd video about the bike as I do things to it, I suppose, or when things happen. I'm looking forward to taking it up to Camp Bob. I was up in Bobby. What day is it today? Today's Monday. We went up there Saturday. It's strange that nobody else wanted to be up on Saturday over the weekend. They're all busy. So we had a nice Saturday and Saturday night up there, just the two of us and the hounds. Very pleasant. It was a lovely day, lovely sunny day up at Bob. Sunday morning when we got up, it was very misty and it was chilly. So we came away about lunchtime because it was just getting cold. But while I was up there, I did some chores, tidied some ditches, burnt some more rubbish, chopped a bit of wood for the main fire pit, and cleared a path so I can get my bike up to where my cabin is, and had to build a bridge across a ditch so I can get the bike across it. So that's all sorted now, I think. Yeah, so looking forward to getting up to Bob on my bike at some point. Panniers. I need to get my panniers first so I can actually take some stuff up with me. So, next job, panniers. Fingers crossed, panniers. And there you go. That's what I've been up to. Sold my van and bought a bike and having a late life crisis. So if you're interested in watching a daft old man that hasn't ridden a bike for 30 years kill himself, subscribe. Tick the little bell icon and then get notified when I'm doing stupid things. God, I must be insane. While I was out, I bought a waterproof case for my Osmo Pocket camera, the one I'm recording this on, and mounted it to the bars on the bike just to see if it would work. And no, it doesn't. The Osmo doesn't handle the vibration if you mount it directly to the bike. If you mount it via a rucksack clip or something to your person, it's fine, but on the bike, no. So I'm going to be in the market, I think, for an action cam. And there's another quandary. Do I buy a cheap Acaso action cam for less than £100, which is 4K and will do reasonable footage off the front of the bike, but pants sound, but sound's not that important, I think. Or do I buy an Insta360 camera? There's a couple out there. There's the RS and the traditional Insta360. I don't know. I keep thinking to myself, if I buy the Acaso and it's rubbish, I've wasted £80, £90, which could have gone to a better camera. We'll see. So if anyone's got advice on mounting GoPro style action cameras to motorcycles, let me know. I'm not mounting one to my helmet. I can't be bothered with that. Not only that, I bought a flip front helmet, so you'd have to side mount it or something. Too much. I want to mount it on the bike and forget about it. Right. Yeah. I think that's everything for now. Take care. And we'll see where the adventure takes us. So that's what I've been up to. If you want to join me on my motorcycle styly adventures, then tick the little bell icon. And yeah, you'll get notified when I upload another video. It'll be a while, I've got things to do. But we'll see how it goes. Ta-ra for now.
One daft old man.